8-2. That's where the Varsity Wildcats finish up after 10 weeks, and we go ahead to the OHSAA Playoffs. Saturday night, Byers Field, 7 o'clock. The Wildcats clinching home field advantage with a big win over St. Edward last Saturday night at Lakewood Stadium, 20-17, and now they move on to the Youngstown Boardman Spartans. Greg Zeit and John Fanza here for the playoff edition of Across the Table as we look at Youngstown Boardman. Let's first look back at a huge win at Lakewood Stadium last Saturday night, Greg.
Well, I think huge win might be an understatement. That was the best game the Wildcats have played this season. The defense, once again, phenomenal effort. And the offense, I think that might have been the best game the offense has played all year, considering how good Ed's defense is. Absolutely. And Eric Williams with an MVP performance, you've definitely got to commend him for that. He was taking a beating, but he still had what I thought was his best game. And really solid all-around effort, and I think everyone really contributed.
The Wildcats being down 7 at halftime, 10-3, and then that third quarter in which they opened up with a 3-and-out, disappointing, and then the punt drop by Quincy Jones really opened it up for the Wildcats, got their momentum going, Greg, and that's really what they needed on the road. They needed some sort of a break, a turnover by St. Ed's, and 2 in a row, then an interception by Adam North. And from there on out, you felt like the momentum shifted, and the Wildcats, their third quarter being the best all year, was the best on Saturday night. And then I said it going into the fourth, I said, both defenses are that good. We may have a ton of drama, but no points. We had no points. That defense played outstanding. All around a great second half.
Yeah, and really it all starts with turnovers, though. In a game like that with two teams that good, you're looking for any kind of an edge, and the Wildcats found that with turnovers. Won the turnover battle 2-1, and interestingly enough, all 3 turnovers in that game turned into touchdowns. The Wildcats, with 2 of them, Quincy Jones, you mentioned the fumbled punt, and then Adam North came up with an interception in that third quarter as well. And Eric Williams' only interception turned into a touchdown for the Eagles. But winning the turnover battle obviously helped the Wildcats, and then really the offense just did a good job taking advantage of it with touchdown pass from Eric Williams to Blake Thomas, and Tim McVeigh with a nice 7-yard touchdown run to give the Wildcats the 17-10 lead.
And a gutsy call there at the end by Coach Chuck Kyle to throw the football on 3rd down and 9 instead of electing to run down the clock. He goes ahead and makes the big call of throwing to Blake Thomas, and we found Blake Thomas in this one, and hopefully now in the future weeks, the playoff situation, the Wildcats clinching that 2 seed in the OHSAA. Obviously, men are at the 1 seed as they finish up 9-1. They face JFK this week. Ignatius will be playing Boardman. Cleveland Heights will be playing St. Edward, and then Willoughby South and Solon. So that's how Region 1 looks. Let's talk about this Youngstown Boardman team coming into Byers. It's going to be a challenge for them, and the Wildcats will encounter some challenges as well. What are some of their playmakers, and what do they like to do?
Well, looking at the Spartans overall, they come in at 7-3. They've beaten some decent teams, most notably Canton Glen Oak. They've also lost to Canton McKinley, who the Wildcats did very well against in their preseason scrimmage. They're primarily a running team. They don't pass a whole lot, and their defense is pretty good. Looking at some of their playmakers, really it all starts with the running back, Devin Campbell. He's had over 1,000 yards on the season, more than 17 touchdowns. We don't have the stats for the last game, but had 17 touchdowns through 9 games. And he's also their leading receiver.
Yeah, they're obviously going to pose a challenge with the way that this Wildcat defense has held up to the running. It's been a great year for them, and opening up now in the playoffs, a lot of teams looking for, to advance here. It's really sort of a wide open, because when you look at the field here, there's, the good first 6 seeds, you look at it, and they really all want to achieve more than just, a first-round win. They want to go ahead and, advance. The Wildcats, obviously, we look ahead. Depending on their result against Youngstown Boardman, they will face the winner of St. Ed's Cleveland Heights. So this playoff stretch for them, it just proves to show you, Region 1 is just stacked with some very good football teams.
Oh, most definitely. You look at the teams in that region that are contenders. You've got Menor, obviously St. Ignatius, St. Ed's. Solon's a very good team, a little bit underrated. And then also Cleveland Heights, we'll see what they can do against St. Ed's, but they are the number 3 seed, so you can't overlook them.
Now, quickly, I want to ask you in this first round here, in this game against Youngstown Boardman. What do you look for from Eric Williams? What do you look for from this offense here as they go through the playoffs? Opening up in this game because they will face the winner of Cleveland Heights St. Ed's. What do you look for them to do in this game in order to get the victory?
Well, it might be a little bit too much to ask for, but I'm looking for Eric Williams to continue what he did against St. Ed's. Winning the MVP award for that game and having his best performance of the season. Completed a majority of his passes. You can't forget, he made a lot of plays with his legs, ran for a couple key first downs, really spread the ball around well, got a lot of different receivers involved. So I'm really just looking for him to keep doing what he did last week.
And it was very encouraging as well, the way that they took advantage of the opportunities they got, which they could not do against Xavier the previous week. They were able to take advantage of the opportunities. Got to be looking for them to do that because that's what championship teams down the line do. They take advantage of the mishaps on the other teams and on their opposition. St. Ed's, they made the mistakes, and the Wildcats, they really took advantage of them, and got to be looking for that this week.
Well, like we said, the key to the St. Ed's game was the turnovers. Wildcat offense, great job taking advantage of the turnovers, and great job by the defense and special teams creating the 2 turnovers. That was definitely the most important part of the game.
A big win, 20-17 at Lakewood Stadium, and now they look as they will be going in to the district semifinal on Saturday night, Byers Field. The Wildcats 8-2 on the year and will come into this regional quarterfinal against the Youngstown Boardman Spartans. We will have that for you. 7 o'clock, we'll start with the Murphy Bergen pregame show at 6:45 on the SIBN live audio for OHSAA playoff games, and we'll be giving you all the coverage for the playoffs in the OHSAA here on the SIBN. We will keep you connected with everything you need to know. Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Byers Field. Jeff, Greg, and I will see you then.